Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I care for and propagate the MANJULA pothos, or otherwise known as the Epipremnum aureum. Although these have become a little bit more readily available due to companies like Costa Farms mass producing it and then selling it in big box stores, unfortunately I haven't been able to find any of those large luscious baskets, and the only places that I've seen them are still small cuttings from specialty plant shops, and they're still going for like a pretty decent price. So I actually did a plant trade with a person for a couple of my cuttings of my jade satin scindapsus. These were very small, like 2-leaf, 3-node kind of cuttings, which I've rooted in perlite, and then obviously since, whoops, just dumped some soil, it's been potted up in some soil. It's been growing quite well, and I actually took a small little cutting to, I guess, make the plant a little bit bushier and a larger plant. So like I said, I'm going to show you how I care for it, propagate it, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. Doing plant trades is actually a good way to get those more expensive plants basically for free if you have something of equal value. Just basically what I did is I put a post out on a local plant page. Someone wanted a jade satin scindapsus cutting, so we made it work, and I have this beautiful plant for free. I didn't have to pay anything. So, okay, so for lighting, just like any pothos, these have a wide range of lighting abilities or conditions, I guess. They range anywhere from like low light to high light. Right now, I have mine in a west-facing window in my bedroom. Unfortunately, it's blocked by a house, so I don't get a ton of light. No direct sunlight, but I would consider it kind of that low to medium light. But I do supplement it with a grow bulb that is just hanging kind of above the window there. So it does get, I would consider, medium light with that grow bulb. But otherwise, it's doing really well. The variegation is looking super, super good. I definitely wouldn't put these in like a low light or a really dark space just because it'll probably lose its variegation. You want to have more of a brighter location for plants with variegation, as there's less green portions or less chlorophyll for the plant to photosynthesize. So you want to have it in at least medium light, if not high light, but no direct sunlight, otherwise it's going to scorch the leaves. Sometimes it'll bleach it out of a little bit as well, so they might start to, I guess, turn more like a yellowish type color. If you use a light meter, I use foot candles. I probably would recommend it around the 250 to 500 foot candle range, and I think that would probably be ideal for this plant. For water, I just use a filtered tap water system. So basically it's just this little cartridge that screws onto tap water. I replace the cartridge every 3 months, but that's basically what I use for all my houseplants, and same with this MANJULA. I will water when the soil is absolutely bone dry, and you won't be able to see it, but it is super crunchy, it's super dry. So basically I just water it until it comes out the bottom of the drain hole. You want to make sure that you have a well-draining soil as well. I'll show you the brand that I use here in a second, but I'm just gonna let this run through. I also use terracotta, as it's very porous, it's very absorbent. So pothos plants, they like to be well watered, but they don't like to sit in soggy soil for very long. So I like using terracotta for pothos plants, as it basically absorbs that soil moisture lower in the pot and then evaporates it out. So you can see it's draining right down. I also judge if the plant needs water by the weight of the pot. Initially it was quite light. Now it's a little bit more on the heavy side, so I'm going to give it one more soaking here. It's already coming out at the bottom of the drain hole. So I'll just, whoops, it's coming off the side, but I'll just let that kind of drip through, and that's usually all I do for watering. This is the fertilizer brand that I use for most of my houseplants. It's just Dynagrow Foliage Pro. Basically, it's a liquid fertilizer. You just put it in your watering can, or if you have like a water jug or whatever, just mix it up, dilute it, and then just water your plant like you normally would. If I have a larger plant, say like a pot like this, I will kind of pre-soak just with filtered water, and then I'll go back like for the second watering, then I'll use the fertilizer mixture, just so you're not using like a ton of product. Basically it's just a waste. So soak the soil if it's a larger pot, and then add fertilizer afterwards. That's basically what I do. I never fertilize a houseplant if it's just been recently watered, because if you add fertilizer or water to a plant that was just recently watered, it's probably going to remain a little bit soggy, and you have the potential for root rot. So that's all I do when the plant needs to be watered. Give it some water, give it some fertilizer, and that's basically it. These are the two soils that I use for most of my houseplant mixes. This is ProMix, Premium Tropical Plant Mix, as well as their orchid bark. I'll just mix it up, kind of like a 50-50. You can even do a little bit more soil, so like maybe a 60-40. This is pretty chunky as I use it for most of my aeroids, like my anthuriums and that sort of thing. So it's just a nice, well-draining kind of airy mixture, but like I said, probably like a 60-40, so 60% tropical mix as 40% of the orchid bark. It's got some perlite, some charcoal, obviously the bark, and then the soil. The only issue I've ever had with pothos plants is spider mites. Basically, if you see some yellowing areas or like little damaged spots on the leaf like that, let me zoom in. Then check for spider mites, check for like little webs on the back, but otherwise they've been a really basically resilient type of plant, super fast growing. That's why I like them so much. So now for propagation, that's one of the things that I like about pothos most, is that they're super easy to propagate, they root really fast, and they grow quite vigorously after you prune them. So I'm gonna see if I can get in right here. But this is, or this spot right here, is where I made the cut for this cutting. So this is the cutting off of this one. And I don't know if you can see it, but here is one offshoot. Here is another one right here. And there's actually a third stem branching off right there. So when you prune the end of a plant, specifically for these pothos cuttings on the stem, you will activate growth points or nodes lower on the stem like this one. So I pruned this one stem and I'm now getting 3 separate stems from different nodes on this plant. So that's the nice thing about propagating pothos. Super easy and they respond really well. Unfortunately, I don't have any pothos cuttings in my perlite prop box right now, but for most of my pothos, I always root in water. For this one, I just wanted to try perlite and it rooted really fast. And in my opinion, rooting in perlite, maybe not so much for the pothos plants, but if you root a plant in perlite, it has a much easier transition into soil than it would, say, from water to soil. But it doesn't really matter. Pothos cuttings and water, they adjust quite nice to the soil as well. So I have a bunch of single leaf or single node cuttings rooting in water right now. I'm just going to show you basically what they look like. Here is obviously a root, but I don't know if you can see it. There is a new little growth point starting right there. So anytime you take single node cuttings, they will start to produce their own stems. So that's how you get a nice full pot. When you propagate a pothos plant, just basically take all these cuttings afterwards, stick them in some soil, and they'll all start their own separate vine, and then you just get a nice full pot of pothos. So that's my plan with this one, is to keep propagating it and then just adding those cuttings into one pot. And then, yeah, you can just continuously make new plants from the plants that you have. So that's what I'm going to be doing next with this plant. Is I wanted to transition it to soil before I added it into this pot. So this has been rooting in here. You can see there's some nice roots at the bottom for probably, I don't know, a few weeks to maybe a month or so. So I'm going to combine these cuttings back together. So I'm going to take this out of the pot and this out of the pot and add them together. I just have to show some of these larger Marble Queen pothos cuttings. These roots are huge, they're massive. So basically I wanted to say, once they get about to be like an inch or two, then they can be potted up in some soil. This one's been rooting in water for quite some time. You can see it's already branched out. It's got a new leaf from this one. And these, the roots here are pretty large. So definitely ready to be potted up in some soil. I'm just waiting for these other cuttings. These ones are a little bit smaller roots. I'm hoping to keep the cuttings in this smaller pot. So I'm going to dig this one out here first, just using a knife, just lightly going around the edges. I don't want to damage any of the roots that have established in the soil. Just maybe dump it out here, just so I can see what I'm doing. It's tough with containers like this because they are not like completely straight. They got a little bit of a lip, so sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get these guys out. But just basically loosen up the soil. Oh, these are 2 cuttings. Okay, well, I forgot. I thought it was 1 cutting. Okay, so I got 2 cuttings. You can see there is the node. Here's the long root. It's got some smaller roots there. I don't see any new growth point yet on this one. Nice root there. Okay, so I completely forgot I have 2 separate cuttings. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one out. You can just dig a hole in the soil, but I find If you just dig a hole, you have or run the risk of damaging the established roots here, so I don't want to knock any of them off. I'm not really going to harm the plant too much, or I shouldn't shock it just by loosening up the soil here. And I'll probably, depending, like I said, on the size of the roots of these guys, I'll probably keep it in this pot. So, okay. Okay, so it is root bound. I'm going to add it in a little bit of a larger pot. So I'm just going to untangle this, and then I'll be putting it in something a little bit larger just to accommodate all these new cuttings and the new growth. It's not like severely root bound, but definitely needs a larger pot. Okay, so I went one pot size larger. This is terracotta. I just kind of pre-soaked it just so it's not so dry, and just basically rinse off the dust. Here's the original pot. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is add some soil into the bottom and use the mixture that I have right here. Just dump it in the bottom. Probably something like that. Just size it up. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to reuse this old soil here as well. I'm going to move these cuttings over to that side, and then I'll just place these along the side, maybe like this. Drape that one over and stick this one down in this side. I don't want to plant them too deep, but something like that, and then just add the soil in. Use a pencil just to kind of poke it down here as well, just making sure that everything stays kind of upright like that. I usually use a little cup or a spoon, but I don't want these cuttings to fall over. Same with this. I'm going to add a little bit of soil on the side over here. Actually, I should have planted this a little bit lower. I'm just going to take this out real quick. Oh man, I just messed it up. Okay, well, take it out, redo it. For goodness sakes. That's me not paying attention. Okay, so that's a little bit lower, like that, and then I'll re-add these cuttings in the side. Add the soil in again. Sorry about that, I wasn't paying attention. Want them more in the middle just so it fills out the center. It doesn't look bare. So this soil is pretty well soaked from when I just watered it, so I'm not going to give it any more water. I'm just going to let the plant use what's in the pot here, or what's in the soil. And then once it dries out, I'll give it some more water, probably like a week or two. So now I'm just positioning the cuttings a little bit better. Just like that. Pack it down a little bit. Where's my little spoon? Just going to fill in the rest of the soil here just along the sides. And then I'll take it back upstairs, put it in its location in the windowsill there underneath the grow light. And that is pretty much it. This is my kind of makeshift way of getting a large, fuller basket or pot of these MANJULA pothos. You can see here's those new stems coming off of that one stem there. Okay, just pack it down. So that's going to be pretty much it for this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it down below in the comment section. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye.